It was a weekend of ups and downs for Alberta's Premier. Smith was actually booed for talking up her MOU with Ottawa, but was cheered for taking aim at the gun buyback program. And she also dodged a bit of a bullet. Jason Markusoff was at the meeting up in Edmonton. He joins us now. So let's start with how tricky this AGM was for Smith. Jason, I think you summed it up really well with a sentence in your excellent analysis piece online. You wrote, "The UCP Premier has never been so pro-Ottawa, and her party has never been so decidedly anti-Ottawa." Can you just explain how challenging this AGM was for the Premier?
Wasn't that the big talk before this convention? That, and even like the BC Energy Minister was saying, like, she's just getting this MOU to sell to her base, her party base. And some people believe that in a lot of, even in Alberta. But the reality is that this base doesn't like anything that the Liberals do. They're suspicious of carbon taxes or climate change, period. They're suspicious of a pipeline. So now that the Premier is, after a long time being with them and cynical, saying, yes, we have this deal now. I'm able to work with Prime Minister Carney. Let's take a win, she said in her speech. People don't respond well to that. They
Particularly those separatists, right? Which were pretty vocal. And you would expect that. I guess they have a motivation to be there. They would show up. They would grab the attention. Do you have a sense, though, beyond those hardcore members who would show up in person, what the greater membership felt like in terms of whether or not they were more aligned with what Smith was saying, give this a chance, or the separatists, there's no point in giving this a chance, our minds are made up?
The very online types and the people who show up, and they're kind of like a very overlapping group, don't want separatism. It's clearly thousands within her own party base who want that. The broader membership, that's like 10 times as large, 50,000, it's really hard to say. There's still a lot of Chamber of Commerce types, lobbyist types, ranchers who aren't that keen, but a lot of people are. It's challenging for her. And Danielle Smith is also keenly aware, and you hear this in her rhetoric trying to defend Canada, saying don't give up on Canada, because she knows that the broader electorate, the broader public in Alberta is not very separatist, and we keep hearing proof of that in polls and beyond.
Yeah, and there was a bit of a power struggle in terms of these two competing visions at the board level, right? There were elections. How did that play out?
So this is an annual thing. The kind of the insurgent grassroots types want to take over the board. They tried. It seems like Danielle Smith had a bit of a relief victory. The presidency stayed with the same guy it has been, who used to be the old insurgent. Now he's the more stable person, and so it's going to be more of a stable board and not a hyper pro-separatist board. But still, she's going to have to learn to live with the separatist movement within her board and her base a lot.
But for now, bullet dodged at that level, so she lives to fight another day.
There's always another convention next year.
We'll enjoy that one too, Jason. Thank you for this.
Cheers.